This one's from The Score. Cold hard truth about every AFC team. For the Browns, and they won't win the Super Bowl unless Deshaun Watson remembers how to play quarterback at a high level, and they feature a dynamic running game, compensating for the uncertainty about Nick Chubb's form in his eventual return from a knee injury. There'll be a dumpster fire if Watson, who's only thrown 14 touchdowns, 12 starts, is awful again. The run game ranked 26th in yards per attempt in 2023, so the Browns need the Watson we saw play for the Texans. Who they need to break out, Jerome Ford racked up 800 yards rushing last season, but it was very inefficient and had 39.7 yard percent success rate. Who's at risk of a full-blown decline? Jerry Jeudy is at a crossroads. Never touched 1,000 yards, averaged more than 65 per game, or averaged 5 receptions per game during his time with the Broncos. He fits in with Cleveland. It's a little confusing given Amari Cooper's status as wide receiver 1 and Watson's struggles. I disagree about Jeudy. I think Russell Wilson he wasn't good, and he was a marked improvement over what was throwing him the ball in Denver before that. Again, Watson's got to play better. But I think the one thing is, I think they were asking Watson to do things he wasn't great at doing. You put him in the shotgun, you try to find matchups, and you spread it out. That also leads to lighter boxes and a more efficient run game.
The Jeudy trade, I was surprised they made it, but not like disappointed that they made it because they had to do something, right? At wide receiver. What blew me away was the belief in him with the contract they gave him, because I agree with what those numbers said. To me, he's not worthy of that contract. Let him play this year, prove to you that he deserves those numbers, and then pay him. Now, Andrew Barry's thinking, hey, we want to get ahead of this, and if he does have a huge year, it's going to cost us more. Well, they're rolling the dice on that. And the Amari Cooper thing was a bit of a distraction this offseason. He's your best wide receiver. So the two of them together, can they work off of each other and play with each other with a healthy Watson? Will their numbers increase? You would hope they would. You would hope that both of them close in on 1,000 yards and 8 to 10 touchdowns. But we just don't know. And the guy, we haven't even mentioned his name to this point, is David Njoku. They need the Chief to have a big season at tight end. And we'll see how Kevin Stefanski, they used to run a lot of 12 formations with 2 tights. Well, they only have 2 tight ends on the roster right now. So they're going to have to mix that up unless they add another tight end there and go back to those formations. But David Njoku, Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper are your top 3 receivers. And all 3 of them have to have big years. And the only way that happens, again, we go back to Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing is, tight end, when Watson was clicking in Houston, was a huge weapon. So it fits into it. I think you're seeing a lot less 12 personnel and a lot more 11 personnel, and some empty too.